Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video, but before I say anything else, I'm really sorry about the lack of uploads. School has just hit me like a train and a bus and a plane and literally like everything, because it has been so intense and I literally have just been too tired. But today I'm back with a brand new video, new fresh content. Yeah, alright, okay. A couple of weeks ago I uploaded a video about the UK cat, and if you didn't know this about me, I want to apply to university to do medicine. And one of the companies that I mentioned that I used for UK cat revision was Medify, and after that video they reached out to me and they were like, hey, do you want to like, I guess, collaborate on a video with us? And I was like, heck yes. I was like, why would I pass up an opportunity to work with this company who have made such an amazing resource which really helped me individually, like not just general people like me. So today I'm going to be doing a video reviewing their personal statement reviewer tool. I probably titled this video like something really clickbaity. At the moment my idea is like the #1 tip for personal statement writing, which actually isn't really that much of a clickbait title, because when you're writing a personal statement, you're writing it yourself. Wow, okay. Basically what I'm trying to get at is that you've written it, so when you're going back to check over it, it's much harder to spot things that are wrong with it. You know the intended meaning and it makes sense to you. But when someone else reads it, that might not be so clear, because it may just be a case of like, you didn't make it obvious enough that that was what you were trying to convey. And it's very hard to spot things like that yourself, just because it was your idea and you know what you're trying to get across to the people. It just might not get across to another person. And it's the same with like grammar mistakes and punctuation mistakes and like stuff that just doesn't make sense in that sentence. Like you might kind of skip over it because it might sound good to you because you thought of it in your head, but then when someone else reads it they might be like, oh, that comma doesn't sound that great there. I would say the #1 tip for when you're writing your personal statement is you need to get it checked over by someone else, and that's where Medify comes in. So basically, yes, you can give it to your teachers and your parents to check over. This is a given. Even if you do use this tool, you need to give it to your teachers as well. When you give it to your teachers, they can spot your grammar mistakes, they can spot spelling issues, like whether you've used capital letters where you should not have, whether your sentences actually make sense, whether the meaning is conveyed well, like whether it sounds good like coherently, whether it's actually like whether the content is actually good. But there are limitations to this, especially for a medicine personal statement. The way that you write your personal statement is a lot different. You need to like highly focus on stuff like work experience and your volunteering and extra things that you've done to find out about that career. And obviously your teachers are very qualified to review personal statements because they've seen so many of them. But for medicine, there really are these key things that you just need to get into your personal statement. And when they read it, they might be like, oh yeah, like it sounds really good, it's really good, you get quite a few things in, but they may not like realize just how much you're lacking a certain area. And so Medify has a personal statement reviewer, and the way that it works is basically you send off your personal statement through the website, and then 2 reviewers review the personal statement separately, and they give you percentages on each of 8 categories, I think, and also give you a grade for your use of English. And then those percentages are averaged, and you can compare your percentages to those of average Medify users. And then also they give you really detailed like paragraphs of feedback. I'm just gonna say straight off the bat, you do have to pay for it, and it's not the cheapest. At the moment it's £70 for a review, but there's a sale on, so like the standard price is £95, and obviously that is quite a sum of money. I'm not gonna lie, to me that is a lot of money. But to be honest, like on the flip side, some UK CAT and BMAT courses that last one day can be around £300, which is beyond me. But in the grand kind of scheme of expenditures related to applying for medicine, it's not too bad. Medify did kindly pay for my personal statement to get reviewed, so I was able to use the service for free, but all of my opinions are still my own. I'm not gonna like lie and be like, oh yeah, this is so amazing, if it's actually like crap. So getting more in depth on the service that they offer, these categories are things that they're looking for in your personal statement. They give you a score depending on how well they think you have incorporated that aspect into your personal statement. So the categories are as follows: motivation to study medicine, work experience, evidence of reflection, academic achievements, leadership, teamwork and communication skills, work-life balance, evidence of empathy, and your conclusion, and then, as I said, use of English. So those are the kind of categories that they grade you on. And what's really good as well is that you can compare it to the average of the other users, so you can see like how well you're doing on each section compared to everyone else. So you can kind of like see where your personal statement is at in some respect, which is good. And what I really love about this website is just the fact that they give you such detailed feedback. Like, I got such a lovely surprise when my review was sent back to me and I was just reading it, and it was like paragraphs of stuff about my personal statement, and that is something that you can't really get from people like your teachers. They're not going to spend hours writing out reviews of each of your sections of your personal statement because they just don't have the time, and it's understandable because they're teachers, they have lessons to plan, they have other things on their mind, not just your personal statement. But it's really useful when you read through these paragraphs and you can see exactly what is good about your personal statement and what needs to be improved. I'm just looking at the review on my laptop and I can't show you anything, sadly, just because I don't want to put my personal statement on the internet for quite obvious reasons. And they also like pick out bits and quotation marks which they're talking about, so you like know exactly what they're going on about and exactly what they think that could be improved. They also do give you like specific ways that you can improve it. So for some sections they might say, you know, maybe swap out this word for this and then continue on talking about that specific thing. And they also just give you like general advice. So for example, I had a bit of a cliche sentence in mine and they were like, just be careful because that sounds a bit too cliche, and I was like, it does indeed. So I changed it, and it's that kind of stuff. And like, if you mention a specific disease, they might be like, just remember that you need to know about that at interview, like full on. And it's just those kind of like, it's nice and generally informative. And they definitely do give you loads and loads of tips for improvement. They're like, maybe you could add in like the length of time that you did this for, or maybe you could like talk more about a specific case that you're interested in, or like a specific subject within medicine that really captivates you. I feel like one of the things on this website that they don't take into account so much, which is something that I definitely think they could, is the fact that you have a really strict character limit. And when they say stuff about like adding extra stuff in, I mean, it did at least stress me out a bit, just because I literally like, I was like, yeah, I do want to add this in, and like this is a fair point, and like I should expand and like give a specific example, but I literally have like no space to do it. I was already over on characters when I sent them this draft of my personal statement. So like, I did want to mention that just so you are aware. They will tell you that you need to add a lot of stuff into your personal statement. It's not the end of the world if your personal statement doesn't cover every single aspect that needs to be included in a medicine personal statement, because it's a bit impossible unless you just list stuff and don't expand on certain things. It's basically virtually impossible. I just thought I'd mention that just because I did say I was going to be honest, but minor things, like overall it's fabulous. because I definitely would not have gotten this level of feedback from my teacher, and I didn't, because I did give it to my teacher and she obviously was very, very helpful, and she kind of helped me cut it down, and she noticed some of the mistakes that I had made in it. But it's definitely just not the same as getting your personal statement reviewed by someone who is kind of much more experienced in that kind of area of personal statements. It definitely did give me like a boost of confidence when I read it on a Monday morning at like 5:30 a.m. I was just like, maybe it's not that bad overall. So overall, like, would I recommend it? Yes, I would. I definitely think that it's a really, really good tool, and your personal statement is really like one of the most important parts of your application, because it's the way in which universities can find out more about you as a person. So it's not just your grades or what you got on your UK CAT, it's like you as a person, and that is kind of what they want to see. It's like, will you be a good doctor? Because that's basically what they want from you. But it does definitely depend on like your budget, how much you're actually willing to spend. And I know that applying for medicine can be really expensive anyway, because having to take the UK CAT and like the BMAT and paying for those exams is a lot of money in itself. You have to pay to apply to UCAS. It just all starts to add up. But if you have the money, then I definitely think it is worth it. Like, the comments that I got were so detailed, I was shocked. And they're actually like genuine comments. It's not just like, oh yeah, you could do this, so yeah, you could do that. It's like really like thought through. You get your money's worth, but it's just whether you have that money to spend, I don't know. But that's my final verdict. So we have now reached the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to my channel. The button, which is bright red, is down below. You can click it and subscribe. You can also follow my social media. The handles are in the description box. And that is pretty much all I have to say. Thank you again to Medify for allowing me to make this video. It's really, really, really great. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!